I'm Super Antonio. And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. I have a little training montage that I wanted to show you. Made a video on it that did not do quite that well, but I'm gonna chop it into shorts. At any rate, I've gotten much better at fighting, and the way I did it was by roaming the streets of Gotham, looking for random gangs of miscreants to punish. So this is detective vision, and we just swoop down on a crowd. And I like crowds. I prefer a crowd just because it just gives you a bunch of challenges, and you have to think on your feet. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this to show you how good Bruce has gotten in the week. So happy Sunday. We have to go back to work tomorrow, and if you do have to go back to work tomorrow and you are regretting it and you're not looking forward to Monday, I want you to reframe your idea about Monday. AJ Byatt says, "Hello there, greetings, friend." Greetings, AJ. I want you to think about Monday differently. I want you to change the paradigm. First of all, if you don't like Mondays, one, you should be grateful that you have a job or that you're going to school and you have and you're getting educated. You should be grateful about that. Two, you spent the whole weekend spending money. Weekends. Everyone lives for the weekend. Like the song says, but weekends are a drain on your income, and Monday gives you a chance to add something to the coffers, to add bullets to the gun, to make some money to compensate for all the money you spent over the weekend. And once you start thinking about it that way, it changes your perspective on Monday. But honestly, it didn't really start for me until COVID and lockdown, because that's when I started trading, and that's when I started looking forward to Mondays, because the market opened, and that was always exciting, and it made me irritated with federal holidays because the market was closed. When I was working, I loved federal holidays. 3-day weekend, yes please. But now it's just one less day that I'm not allowed to make any money. That guy always gets me. But Bruce will recover. Anyways, once we finish with this, it's about 12 minutes long. We're going to deal with Ace Chemicals, which should be later in the game, I think. It's very complicated. It's not it's Batman. They're always surprised. Hello. It shouldn't be this early in the game. It's very challenging, but we got through it, and I will show you. Sadie's here. She says like and subscribe. I have some potent canine bait to keep her interested in staying on stream. If you do a counter at the last possible minute, like Bruce did there, last possible second, you get a finishing move and an animation. Those are always fun. Let's find somebody else to punch. Bruce has parental issues to deal with, to work out. This is his therapy. My parents are dead. Sadie moved on. Okay, he'll take care. Yeah, see? Charging guys just throw a batarang at him, if you remember. He has information What are you wearing on your head, sir? He has information about the Riddler, so he'll just...
It's enough.
There's like Riddler challenges scattered all over the map. Riddler riddles. And there's over 200 of them. You're supposed to pick them up for a trophy or something, and it's... Bruce isn't bothering with that this playthrough. Got my green tea. Sadie's on the desk. See? Got him again. Super annoying. He charges and does a takedown. It's more, there. It's more of an annoyance than, a damage. And it's embarrassing. You shouldn't be able to take Bruce down. And, Bruce is just gonna keep throwing batarangs at him. So what? It took like 8, 10 batarangs to incapacitate him. Also, we have infinite batarangs. How is he carrying so many batarangs? Mama 1 and Papa 1 are here. Mama 1 says, "Hey family," and Papa 1 says, "Hey gang." Greetings, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Happy Sunday to you. Poor Sadie is under the desk, but I'll bring her back up. I'm glad you're here. I found an old picture of her when I got her. She was so cute. Here, I'd had her for a week. Let's see if you can see that. Look at those big paws. So yeah, I'd had her for a week. She was 6 months old. This was a rare photo of her not running around being wild, calm. She was not calm. She weighed 34 pounds when I got her, and I'm afraid she was a little fatty. She was a fatty patty. So she weighed 34 pounds. I got her down to 30 pounds by running her and keeping her active every day and changing her diet, giving her a decent diet. And then now she's 50 pounds. What's that about? But yeah, she's in very good shape. I mean, it's like she's a 50-pound dog now. Mama 1 says, "Hey Sadie." Say hi to Mama 1 and tell everyone else to like and subscribe. So I just wanted to show everyone how good Bruce got at fighting. And then we'll do Ace Chemicals. Mama 1 says, "Sadie, you're so adorable." Yeah, she grew into those paws of hers. And yeah, when I got her, she was teething, she was chewing on everything, and she had so much energy. Well, she still has a lot of energy. You see her at the end of the day when she's tired, but and ready for bed. But yeah, I had to run her every day. I'd run her in the park. Just on the leash. I'd make her chase me, and she just enjoyed that, all the freedom. Papa 1 says, "Makes me laugh that Bruce got good at fighting while Arthur lost a step." Yes. Well, one, I'm glad. I'm glad you're laughing, Papa 1. 2, Bruce does not kill, which it's like. All these are technically non-lethal, the things he's doing. He's just knocking everyone out and breaking limbs. And I kind of appreciate that. Arthur's first instinct is just to shoot him. Just to whip out the dead eye. But yeah, I got good by just roaming around Gotham looking for gangs of miscreants and troublemakers. And administering some old-fashioned street justice. Did you see the sweep kick? That's nice. And I would assume he's got some kind of weights in that cape, at the tips, because he flicks it at faces all the time, and that adds a it stuns them for a bit. See, and then I said earlier, but you weren't here, if you wait till the last possible minute for your counter, you get a really cool animation that looks great on camera. Reven 1972 says, "Hey, Super Antonio, been a fan for a long time." Well, I appreciate you telling me, Reven, and I'm glad you're here. We still do Red Dead Redemption 2. We're, it's we have free roam Fridays. But yeah, regrettably, we have to do some other games to get some new viewers. And right now we're doing Batman Arkham Knight and The Last of Us Part 1. But I'm glad you're here, friend. Papa One says, Arthur is a country western cowboy without advanced technology. Notice, no matter how bad Bruce Wayne gets hurt, he never goes to the emergency room. He definitely has better healing. Well, he's got body armor. There's a scene, though, where he gets, later, where he gets shot. And he's got some kind of med kit that, and he injects himself with something. Adrenaline, special medicine, so he can keep going. But yeah, he's got this body armor, and what's nice is all these moves transfer over, and all these combos transfer over to the other characters you're allowed to play as. Robin, Nightwing, Azrael. I'm not sure who he is, but he's like some kind of a knight. What's her name? Catwoman. Yeah, but they're all like, so the combos work, but they all have their own fighting styles. Like pressing circle for Batman, he'll spin his cape, and you press circle for Catwoman, and she does a little whip. She's got her whip. Papa One says he's got body armor and tuberculosis antibiotics. He does indeed, Papa One. Okay, here's Ace Chemicals. It's the hardest mission of Chapter 1. It really should be it's the boss mission of Chapter 1. This game really isn't in chapters, but it's like Commissioner Gordon hands out 3 missions. This mission is definitely the hardest. And I made a funny thumbnail. I really enjoyed it. Cloudy's here. Cloudy says, howdy, y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. Happy Sunday. I hope you're looking forward to Monday.
There's a crew of Ace Chemicals workers left on site. They'll be able to help us track down...
Reven says, you helped me through Red Dead Redemption 2. Thanks. I appreciate that. I love that game. I really do. I haven't moved on. It's still my favorite game. I've just found some other favorite games. And Papa One and Mama One says, hi, Cloudy.
There are 5 soldiers, each one armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
Before I can access that terminal, I'll need to take them down.
Arthur Red Dead Redemption 2 will always be my favorite game. There's never been anything like it. But there are games that come close. And there are games that occupy my imagination and attention, like this one. Okay, first thing we got to do is, well, 1, not get killed, and 2, open the gate so we can get the Batmobile in there. Excuse me, sir. See, these guys have no peripheral vision. There. Oh, and they're hostages. And nobody told me you can only rescue. There's 5 hostages, and but only, I think 2 or 3 of them are actually alive. And I thought we had to get all of them out.
It's safe to access the terminal.
Cloudy says there's a boss fight later in the game that is way harder. I am at the Stag airship, but I've been avoiding it, and I've just been like, because I watched the playthrough, and that like looked ridiculously hard to fight through that airship. So I've just been rescuing firefighters and practicing my moves on the citizens of Gotham.
ID codes. If I
reach a high vantage point, I can use the bat scanner to locate the worker.
Mama once says, I hoped so badly that online horses would go to story mode. It's a shame, but that's life. I'm sure at some point they'll release them. I'm sure they will. But right now, I am positive that every asset and dev is allocated towards GTA 6. And you're not even allowed to mention Arthur. Because it's all about Louisa. Let's try that again. And Cloudy says hello to Mama 1 and Papa 1. So yeah, okay, we need to identify the hostages and open the front gates. And then the fun begins and the difficulty starts. Cloudy says, I hate that part of the game. I always speed run that part. LOL. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily show you all the footage. You know, it's like I just want to show you highlights, the fun parts, just to make it more interesting for you. Okay, let's summon the Batmobile. We've also gotten better at tank combat.
Damn it.
Or, yeah, at Batmobile tank combat.
Listen, I've managed to hack into the militia comms network. You'll be able to
Yeah,
listen in
today,
any
Cloudy,
channel
all I did was
broadcast from
rescue firefighters and gain
I found a way to get the
XP
Batmobile into the
and
compound.
work on
They'll pay for this.
unlocking more combos and upgrading his suit.
Gates open. Time to bring in the
Because
car.
there's that giant guy with the swords, and you need a specific way to, a specific combo to deal with bladed weapons that I don't think we have yet. Also, League of Assassins later. There are so many enemies in this game. It's wonderful. Okay, let's take care of these jokers. This is for you, Papa 1. That dodge feature is very convenient. Cloudy says it's always good to do side quests to get upgrades. Yeah, I think, and I used to do something similar year one with Red Dead Redemption 2. I remember telling everyone to work on your Deadeye before you master Hunter 6 and just like shoot everything, shoot birds and rabbits, and just get better at Deadeye before you attempt that challenge. So there was a time when that game was difficult for me. I just don't remember it. Because it made me doubt myself how difficult this game was at first. It's a 2015 game. I don't believe modern games are this hard anymore. I think they're softer and easier, and there's more story and hand-holding involved. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cloudy Mama 1 and anyone in the chat who's played a modern game, like a game that came out this year or last year. Okay, now we got to go rescue somebody, but first we got to get out of this. We got to move that crane. And guess what? There's a bunch of people up there who are just watching us. It's Batman!
I need to get the car into this area
before I can use it.
And Bruce forgot how to climb. Reven says Elden Ring. You've played the new version, Reven. Is it difficult, or do you agree that games have gotten softer compared to a game from 2015 like this one? Cloudy says Helldivers 2 was good. Yeah, but you have to dive into hell. And here's some ninjas. Ow, 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 ow. And this is the thing, okay? He's got these, like, armored gauntlets, okay, on his sides here. And on his forearms. But he also has, like, a communications device with, like, a holographic display. So how is that not getting damaged by bullets and baseball bats and katanas when he's like blocking and it's like that should be the first thing that goes. It's like having an iPhone strapped to your forearm and defending yourself with it. Don't tell me Wayne technology is that advanced. Reven says no hand-holding in Elden Ring. And Mama One says the next game I'm waiting for is Mafia: The Old Country. I'm hoping it's good. Well, you and Serena seem to enjoy those Mafia games. Probably is good. So we've got a fully loaded bank of missiles, Papa One, that we are saving for the next tank encounter, which is horrifying. This one is we rescue this guy, and it's interesting because we get to meet the Arkham Knight.
Hey, Batman, help me out.
These guys rappel down. And here comes the Arkham Knight. And he knows Batman. But we don't know who he is right now. Also note he has like a cowl that is similar to Bruce's. He's copying Bruce, but he wants to be better. He kind of reminds me of not Deadpool, but he just Deathstroke. Do you know Deathstroke? Kind of reminds me of him. Some kind of paramilitary guy with a chip on his shoulder, really mad at Bruce.
Do you know what I'm thinking right now?
Papa One says, don't get me wrong, I love being in the horse business, but seeing all of Batman's gear makes me wish I would have went that route. Haha. He's got all these wonderful toys. Reven says, can anybody tell me how to change the picture next to my name? You have to do it through your Google account. You can't do it on YT. You have to go to your Google account, and then you can just click and drag.
What the hell is he doing?
Cloudy says Uncharted 4 was released in 2016, and that game beats most games that came out within the last 6 years. That game looks so amazing. Yeah, I think we experienced a renaissance and a golden age of video games. I'm going to say from 2008 to 2018. And we didn't know it at the time. That was the best it was going to get. Pow, pow, pow. Bruce does love his cape swoop. Cape swoop. And these guys, I just noticed, Cloudy, that the hostages that we rescue are tied up exactly the same as the firemen, and it's the same animation
Kinda looks like you.
to like rescue them, just different dialogue. One of these guys is Asian,
You don't know
just
the
different dialogue and
Scarecrow.
you know, a different
He was-
skin.
Stay calm and tell me what you know.
They've been
Yeah,
running the
see,
plant for hours.
Asian.
They brought
I
in
feel included now.
soldiers, shipments of hazardous materials. They knew exactly what they were doing.
He's producing his toxin on a
I
massive
won't
scale.
protest this game.
Real bad. They're talking about a gas cloud that could cover the entire eastern seaboard.
Sadie
was my
doesn't like this
Scarecrow?
game because there's no dogs in
I
it.
got no
She doesn't
idea.
feel included.
All I know is he's moving ahead with his
Dog
plan.
lives matter.
He's got a whole freaking army backing him up. We're screwed, Batman.
I'll stop him. But first, I'm getting you out of here.
Bruce will do
Wait for the
headbutts too,
Batmobile.
and I just assume that Cowl is armored.
Have you found Scarecrow?
Cloudy says, I think you can change your profile picture in YouTube Studio. I don't know.
He's building a bomb
not
big
sure.
enough to cover the entire East Coast in fear toxin. Take your men and get out of
Here's
here.
Gordon.
Head to GCPD and lock it down. Keep everyone inside.
Jim is going to get mad at Bruce.
Nowhere.
Spoiler alert, because he does not know that
Jim,
Barbara,
it's too dangerous.
his daughter,
Stop him. I know you
is
will.
Oracle. He does. I don't even think he knew that Barbara was Batgirl. I don't think he knew that as well. Mama one says, no matter what I play, I can never it can never satisfy like Red Dead Redemption 2. Even if I get hooked on another game, I always come back. Some of it is I just love camping like the gang does. Okay, let's get out of here. We fell off.
Look at your city, abandoned in terror by
This is called battle mode, where you can pretty much move in any direction. It makes the Batmobile highly
If I don't stop Scarecrow's bomb, there'll be
versatile.
no city to save.
I love battle mode. Okay, that's one. Let's go back there.
Great work. I knew you wouldn't let us down.
We're not done yet, Jim. I'm going back for the others.
So in addition to passenger space, Papa One, he's got room for all of the 50 cal ammo and all of the missiles and some kind of auto loader that automates that, plus the engine and the fuel and and the rocket booster. Somehow he fits all that in there. I guess we should talk to Lucius about that. Papa One says, I like Batman and all, but I don't know how he keeps his identity secret. He has all the high-tech gear, and he's the richest guy in the city, if not the world. And Cloudy asks, Mama One, have you played any of the Call of Juarez games? I was thinking about that, Papa One, today. I was remembering in the Tim Burton Batman, the one with Michael Keaton, when he meets Vicky Vale, and she doesn't even know that he's Bruce Wayne. So originally, like, Batman was obscure, and or Bruce was an obscure, reclusive billionaire that nobody knew about. They didn't even know who he was. And then Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, he was like a paparazzi darling. He was like a male Paris Hilton, dating the entire Bolshoi ballet. And that's how he, both of those versions, oh, these tanks. This is why we saved the missiles, Papa One. Both of those versions dealt with Bruce's secret identity in different ways. Then Batman 66, he was just, you know, he was a millionaire and a society guy. And he was underestimated because how could he be Batman? Batman is a man's man, and Bruce has a young ward. Pow! Take short work of those, and you would think it would be over. Pop a one, and you would be wrong. Guess what comes next? And this, I came very close to rage quitting Cloudy with what comes next.
He destroyed the tanks! Hey, don't worry, we've got more. Yeah, but not here. Not right this second.
And Mama One says absolutely one of my favorite and one of my son's all-time favorite is Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood. My son to this day says Arthur may be cool, but he will never be as cool as Ray McCall. And she continues, I absolutely loved the first two Call of Juarez games. So these guys were just waiting for him in the office. They didn't go out and help their compadres in the tanks. We gotta save a guy who's in there. Well, he's not exactly in there, but he's behind that wall where this Joker is. Mama One says the story of the McCall brothers is almost as powerful as Arthur's story. Dealing with detective mode. See, I know what to do now, but the game needs to give you a little hint. Just a little. I don't need full hand holding, but I need a little bit of help. And the game is just like, figure it out. You have detective vision. Figure it out. Which we do. We have to go behind that wall. And we have explosive gel, which Bruce will always he always makes a little bat with it, which is kind of you know, it's on brand. We don't really have to go as far back as we did. I kept thinking it was dynamite, Arthur's dynamite.
That's 2 dead workers now.
See, and I thought we failed because, you know, that one was unalive, but it wasn't our fault.
Batman, look.
You're not allowed to rescue him.
I really think you should consider letting him help you. You're up against an entire army.
She's right.
There's Oracle. She's a redhead.
This city needs both of us.
Poison Ivy,
I can
also a
handle it,
redhead.
Robin. I've told you what you have to do.
They
Now
like
do it.
redheads in
This
this
can
game.
wait.
No, it can't.
Nightwing.
You know what's at
That's
stake.
Dick
I need
Grayson
you to
all
stay
grown up.
focused, or things will get worse.
No, that's
Much
Robin.
worse.
No, yeah. Is that Robin or Nightwing? I can't remember.
You shouldn't be so hard on Tim. He only wants to help.
Don't let your feelings for him.
Cloudy says, Super Antonio, have you ever seen Stan Lee's version of Batman? It looks scary. I have not. Papa One says, even in his superhero profession, he still understands trademarks. Well, he is a billionaire. That's an interesting development, though, I think, for the character. Because in Batman 66, he was a society guy. He had inherited all his money. And I think starting with Christopher Nolan, Bruce was like a tech billionaire. Or, yeah, Bruce became a tech billionaire. More like Tony Stark. Okay, Cloudy, let's look up Stan Lee Batman. Stan Lee Batman. Just imagine Stan Lee's Batman. that's completely on brand for what for what Stan Lee would do. He likes Spider-Men and he likes mutants, so of course he's gonna make a Man-Bat. The Man-Bat, as you know, Cloudy, is also in this game. So yeah, we dealt with Man-Bat. I think we got the blood sample and synthesized a vaccine or a cure. I don't know. And now we just got to find him again. Oh, also, I don't want to jinx it, but I think I have solved
That's
our
three dead now.
connectivity problems,
animals are going
and
to
we won't be
pay.
crashing in the near
stop them.
future. Knock on
We
wood.
always do, right?
Sorry, algorithm. It might not have been the algorithm's fault. It might have been the dog's fault. Because she's under the desk, and there's a power cable under the desk. You know, a power strip, and sometimes it turns on its side, you know, with the on-off switch, and then it's right next to her mat, and if she moves her mat, it'll turn everything off. And I think she's been doing that, which is pretty funny. She might have been sabotaging our live streams, in addition to being our co-host. But yeah, I don't want to blame her. She does the
This is
best
as
she
high as the
can.
elevator
She just
will go.
gets tired sometimes and wants to move to the bedroom. Oh, let's see. Papa One says, even in Cloudy says, oh yes he is. And Mama One says, where was the Batmobile when we got the horse trailer stuck in an Arizona ditch? And Cloudy says, Super Antonio, did you get jump scared by the bat? I did, absolutely. I made a short out of it too. Every time. Because it's random. You know, it's just, I think at like some percentage of the game, while you're flying around, you're going to get that jump scare. Papa One says, if that's the case, I apologize for all the hateful comments I've said about the algorithm. No, we can still complain about the algorithm, Papa One. I mean, I am. But we'll see. But yeah, I reconfigured our power situation underneath the desk. And things seem out of her range. We shall see. Two things happen when we escape from Ace Chemicals. We get to meet Scarecrow, who's voiced by John Noble, Lord of the Rings, Denethor, and also Professor Walter Bishop from Fringe. And also, he was in L.A. Noire as a real estate developer. I forget his name. Anyways, so yeah, he's in this game as Scarecrow. I think they just used his voice. I don't know if they used his mocap. And two, regrettably, Barbara's going to get herself kidnapped. And that becomes the second part of the game, chasing down leads to get Barbara back, and Jim Gordon, her father, is going to get really mad at us. We're not going to see that in this playthrough. We're just going to escape from Ace Chemicals because that's difficult enough as it is. Miko is here. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio, Sadie, AJ, Mama One, Papa One, Reven, and Cloudy. Greetings, Miko. Happy Monday. Cloudy says, howdy, Miko. Glad you're here, friend. Yeah, we kind of know what we're doing now. So we're not going to get... Papa One says, I've been meaning to ask Super Antonio, what's your thought on that certain party senator facing criminal charges who, when asked by media about if she was worried, she broke into a song about fighting on when your government is doing you wrong? Yeah, I think they weaponized the legal system against 47. And I think we need to weaponize it back. Also, these people have no business being in Congress.
Too late. We're both
You know,
already dead.
when they're like
You know about the bomb he's building, right?
filming homosexual OnlyFans
I heard him
videos,
saying he was in the central
congressional
mixing
pages are
station. You know what that
on the Senate
Getting
floor.
ready to release his toxin.
That's ridiculous. It's
that stuff does to
yeah, and the whole
Yeah,
special
shit's up there.
medicine
It's gonna be chaos.
I won't let that happen.
envelope
Get
that
you
was
out of here,
found.
get to the elevator.
That might be Hunter's. It might be it might have been Kamala's.
Jim,
FBI found
I pressed
DNA
the
on it.
second
They won't
worker.
say whose
I'm
it
coming to
was.
What about Scarecrow?
He's in the central mixing chamber.
Papa One says, "Hey
As soon as the
Miko,
technicians are
hope
safe,
you're well,
I'll
friend."
go
And
in.
Mom One says, "Hey Miko," and Papa One says, "Amen."
Worse, Jim.
And
But I'll stop him.
yeah,
You have
it's
my word.
it's amazing. Just like the whole Doge thing that Elon exposed, all just exactly how much money, billions upon trillions that were just draining through our fingers, the government's fingers, like sand on the beach, or really was just being handed out to everyone else except us. But it also makes me wish that I'd gotten some of that money somehow. A grant for being a trans male identifying ethnic Japanese American YouTuber. I don't know. What can I use to get some of that money? But we do the best we can. Okay, this attack helicopter. I hate this helicopter. It's we'll be fine, but it took me a long time to get to this point.
Alfred.
I saw, Sam. Initial scan.
Oh, and also,
The craft is
in
unmanned,
addition,
but
you get extra tanks waiting for you.
Weapons lock deactivated.
So if you have to do this on your first playthrough, one, I would say don't. Just level up as much as you can before you get to this point. And two, take out the tanks first. Callum's here. Callum, me boy. Callum says, "Hey, sorry I'm late. Been up all night packing for the past few hours. Finally finished. I have to be up in the next 5 hours." Miko says, "Hey, Callum." And Mama One says, "Hey, Callum. Glad you can make it, dear." And Papa One says, "Glad you're here, Callum. Hope you're well, son. I know you're excited." Yes, we have to take out this helicopter, Callum. And Callum says, hey Miko, Mama One, Papa One, Cloudy. Good to see you all." That was a nice hit. Yeah, if I wouldn't, on the next playthrough, if we don't do a new game plus, I would max out the Batmobile as much as possible, rescue all the firemen, complete that mission, and do the Riddler challenges, which we are doing concurrently. The Riddler kidnapped Catwoman. What's that about? And we have to rescue her by doing 10 Riddler challenges. And Catwoman is definitely a video game character from 2015. That's all I can say. And that we will never ever get again. and and sorely will be missed. You have to use a 50mm on the missiles, but they're relatively easy to take down.
Shooting! I wish I could be in there, but then, you just hold back.
And she is a playable character. So yeah, next week I will show you some of the Catwoman footage. Callum says, liking the suit again today, Antonio. Thank you, Callum. Appreciate it. I thought I'd wear a little red, and I've got the gold tie clip, the gold watch, because it is Sunday, and the matching pocket square. This is Hugo Boss again. I wear a lot of Hugo Boss. There is a subtle pinstripe here that you can't really see. What's that about? And Papa One says, I always have the problem of sleeping before a trip, especially working trips. I always had to make sure we didn't leave anything behind. And on several occasions, I forgot stuff anyways. Yeah, I always make lists. Papa One.
You pay for everything!
And yeah, we took that Joker
Scarecrow's
down,
preparing the bomb in the
finally.
central mixing chamber. I need a way in, and I need it now.
So we gotta evacuate the workers. There's 2 guys in there, and then we gotta go back. This is kind of annoying. I don't know how to automatically raise that elevator. So Bruce has to get out, move it up, climb back up there. There's a way to do this automatically. I don't know how to do it. Cloudy probably does. Cloudy says, if I was an NPC and got taken down by Catwoman, I wouldn't be mad. Yes, Cloudy. Same here. I'd actually prefer it to Batman. But you'll see what I mean next week. She's
Scarecrow's forces have murdered the other workers.
Bastards.
Take them
she
back to
kind of
BCPD,
reminds
but
me
be
of
careful.
Trinity from The
Militia
Matrix.
all over Gotham.
What are you going to do?
Except I like her way better than Trinity from The Matrix.
Oracle, I need that route to Scarecrow. We're running out of time.
You're not gonna like this. There's only one entrance, and it's been sealed.
Mom one says, I will tell the funniest story of Papa One forgetting something. And Callum says, neither would I, Cloudy. Neither would I.
What are you going to do?
Improvise.
Yeah, she's wonderful. I mean, I'm very impressed. Much as I like Sadie, I like Ellie. I'm not attracted to Ellie. You know, it's not... My love for Ellie is strictly paternal, of course. You know, the left likes to sexualize everything. But, yeah, she is definitely one of my favorite characters in this game. Now we gotta move the crane so we can get the Batmobile in there. Which is fine if Bruce could just figure out L1 and R1. Cloudy says, Super Antonio, it looks even crazier in Arkham City, LOL. Well, all 3 of those games are like 20 bucks-ish. Cloudy. They're cheap. But I was going to get the DLCs for this game next. Callum says, I'm going to head to bed as I'm feeling a bit tired and definitely need the sleep before the trip abroad. Just wanted to drop in for a few and say hello. Okay, Callum, Godspeed to you, my friend, and enjoy your holiday. Come back with lots of stories. Try not to get into too much trouble. And
Is the strike team ready?
just remember that
Is a crucial part of my plan. Do not disappoint me.
you have to make your mother proud. Don't do anything
What do you think they're
that your
planning?
mother would say,
First,
Callum me
focus on
boy.
stopping Scarecrow.
That would shame. Don't bring shame and dishonor upon your family or the chat. Yeah, that's even better, Callum. Cloudy says, yeah, when I played the last part too, I was like, put your damn clothes, Ellie, on. Well, she's older and a lesbo. And Papa One says, good night, Callum. Be safe, son. And Cloudy says, take care, Callum. And I said that last night, but I honestly don't think you would be allowed the luxury of being a LGBT at the end of the world. I think, you know, even if you have those feelings, you would prioritize making babies. Callum says, thank you guys. I love you all. Have a good night. You too, Callum. And Godspeed. Safe journeys. Safe travels. What was I going to say? That's one thing they got right in Battlestar Galactica, which the remake, which is, again, another great remake. These guys totally surprised me. We can fully upgrade the Batmobile, which we haven't done, where we could just crash into these drones and these tanks and take them out. But I didn't even know about that until far after this mission was over. You know, and the remake of Battlestar Galactica, which I'm going to say is early 2000s, and they have a female president of, you know, of the 12 colonies, but she's she, you know, her first like order is to like start making babies. It's like everyone, you know, it's like she outlaws can I say abortion? I can probably say abortion. She outlaws abortion, and because the priority is rebuilding the human race.
The soldiers are covered by that sentry gun. I'll have to take them out quickly to avoid detection.
Mom One says, and we were behind schedule, so Papa One was rushed. Well, actually, I think rushed, and we jumped into the truck and took off. It took Papa One 45 minutes to realize he forgot to load the horse trailer. And those horses are just back in the trailer wondering, why aren't we moving? Are we moving? I'm confused. We have a little bit of... We're a little bit bulletproof. Not really. These automated 50 cals are a pain, but you just have to stay out of the red zone. Reven says, thanks again, Cloudy. Oh, look, Reven has changed his icon.
Dig in and do what you can.
Well done, Reven.
I'll deal with them as soon as I've stopped the explosion.
We're all counting on you, Batman. We'll get through this. I know we will.
I like those shoulder things, those shoulder pads, because one, they're armored and you can do like a shoulder check on somebody, and two, it just makes it makes Bruce more formidable looking. Works on the V shape. I think we're going the wrong way. Cloudy says, no problem, Reven. And Papa One says, I was so mad, and Mom One was laughing. This was before cell phones, and when we got back home, the darn farmhand had the biggest smirk, asking if I had forgotten anything. Yeah, forget anything? I would too, unfortunately. Mr. Maddie says, howdy, folks. Greetings, Mr. Maddie. Antonio, I was wondering, would you ever consider making another video revisiting the Dark Bay Turkoman glitch from Chapter 3? I don't know, Mr. Maddie. Is there anything left on that? I mean, I assume it still works. Yeah, maybe. I'm working on, I'm slowly working on the Jamie glitch with Bodicea. So, yeah, maybe. Miko says, hey, Mr. Maddie. This is a cool fight. Bruce is not overwhelmed simply because he didn't mean to put down any explosive gel right there, simply because he's been practicing. All that practice that we did at the start of the video. And these guys aren't even... These guys are like the first level of the militia. The militia gets far more dangerous as we progress in the game. Mama One says, I actually just did the glitch, Mr. Matty, as I was playing earlier. And Papa One says, hey, Mr. Matty. Part of the problem for me, personally, with that Dark Bay, the Bronze Turkmen glitch, is I don't like being in Chapter 3.
I guess now we know why he evacuated the city.
He needed control of the plant. Only Ace Chemicals has the facilities to build a bomb
But yeah.
of this size.
The fallout will be huge.
We played right into his hands.
Right now we're
He didn't
focused
care if
on
everyone ran.
He knew that no one would be able to escape the blast radius.
getting the Legend of the East satchel in Free Roam Fridays. But yeah, once we transfer over all the PS4 files to the PS5, so I get access to all those horses and the Ultimate Edition again, we'll try it. Mom One says, I love Chapter 3, Super Antonio. And Miko says, it happens, Papa One. Now you just look back and chuckle. All these doors that we have to open that are protected. And there, my friends, is Scarecrow.
Is the night that Gotham changes forever. The night it becomes
Mom One says, I like when Sadie gets her confidence again. I do too, you know, and then that whole relationship with Arthur just kind of blossoms. She redefines herself. She can't be a ranch owner and a wife anymore and a potential mother. And she decides she's going to be an outlaw and a bounty hunter. And she doesn't want to chop veggies. I ain't chopping vegetables.
Chemicals being loaded into the mixing chamber.
Cloudy says, I stabled the Shire that Hosea gives you so John can have it, but it was gone. Yeah, you don't get it, Cloudy. You don't get the Raven Black Shire. All of Arthur's horses get sold off by the stable owners. Because, you know, it's 9 years later. But you do get Rachel. Mr. Matty says, Cloudy, John doesn't get Arthur's horses in the epilogue. See, he keeps getting back up. And then that little bat flying storm animation, that you'll get that every time. Well, you get that when you take out the last person, the last enemy. And Bruce meant to do that on the wall. And actually you can just charge through some of these walls if your bat suit is fully upgraded.
You each have been given a task. Complete that task and pray that you will not experience my fear toxin firsthand.
Papa One says, the sheer shock on my face when Mama One burst out laughing. And laughter is important, Papa One, as well you know. And Mr. Matty says, probably another reason why I never do the final veteran mission as Arthur. Yeah, that's a beautiful horse, Buell. But I like to save him for John these days. Mr. Matty says, but hey, even though the Turkoman glitch didn't work for me, at least somehow I have the pre-order Ardennes. It does work, just reload. Reload and try again.
Each element you carry is vital to my plan. My toxin's design has been perfected over years of clinical trials. The speed at
The
which it
mixing
enters the
chamber.
bloodstream is matched only by the ferocity
So,
with which it takes hold.
Currently, right now, Scarecrow is making more fear toxin, so he can cover the entire city with his
Once
gas.
released into the atmosphere, the gas cloud will cover the
Mr. Matty says, I usually get Buell as John, but I don't use him as much
From there, it has the
because I don't want to get him.
the farthest
And I'll try again tomorrow. Okay. You used to be able to get an extra Buell by knocking the veteran off Buell. That has been sadly patched, so you didn't have to finish the mission.
Look out!
Emergency. Blast radius is at 86 miles and rising.
How are we doing?
Mr. Matty says, don't want to get Buell canceled is what I meant. Forgot to type that. Yeah, I'm happy to lose progress and just reload an old save. I don't ever want to lose a horse again.
Right now, there are lingering questions in each of you. The presence of the toxin is twisting the knife of doubt. You can't stop thinking, have I been exposed? Perhaps you believe those suits will protect you. They won't. Nobody can protect you from the terror I'm about to unleash. Nobody.
Swoop kick.
It appears that the flow of chemicals has stopped, which can only mean that you are here, Batman. I've been looking forward to seeing you again.
And Reven says, Super Antonio, did you play the first 2 Arkham games? And no, I did not, Reven. I just did a quick poll where I asked which Arkham game did everyone prefer, and they said Arkham Knight. So I was like, okay, let's get Arkham Knight. And it was like, it was less than $20. I want to say $14.99. That's the great thing about these 10-year-old games. And then note, where is it? Scarecrow has like syringes on, like, he has like a syringe gauntlet. Freddy Krueger had one of those in like one of the nightmares, like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 3.
Found him?
Get out of there! Now!
Relax.
Oracle's gonna get kidnapped. There, she's gone. She's not available for the rest of the game. And this is a very interesting twist that I will show you. But Bruce has to save the city by limiting the fear toxin cloud that is going to be released. But he's going to get exposed to the fear toxin.
Keep trying.
Poplin says, what's funny is Hamish actually overfed Buell, because if you go to any stable, he admonishes the player for letting Buell get that fat. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well,
I'm not trying to stop it.
you know,
Reduce the blast radius.
he loved that horse. Reven says, I just got all 3 of them for $8.99 on Xbox. Well, yeah, I am loving this game so much that I think we'll have to play all the Arkhams once we master this game. I don't like to say beat the game,
Slowly. Be very careful.
because beat implies an adversarial relationship, and it also implies that you're never going to play it again. So I just like to say master the game or get better at it. This kind of reminds me of the ending of Alien, where Ripley has to she's trying to stop the auto self-destruct, which we just didn't do, but we're going to try it again, shall we?
This is the end, Dark Knight. You have nothing to be afraid of anymore.
You have to move slow with those canisters.
Warning, explosion. Preparing neutralizing agent.
What are you doing? It's too late. You can't stop it.
I know,
And we made Cloudy laugh.
but I can reduce the blast radius.
And what will happen to you?
That doesn't matter. Find her, Alfred.
Neutralizing agent deployed.
These canisters are highly volatile. I'm going to have to move slowly. Be very careful.
Yeah, just move super slow and we'll be fine.
If you're caught in that blast, you will die.
There's no other way, Alfred.
There's always a way, sir. Please.
So just note that while Bruce is doing this, he is getting exposed to the fear toxin. Cloudy says, I got a flashbang with explosion. My room is dark. Yeah, Batman likes his flashbangs and his fear takedowns.
I need to be more careful. Slow and steady.
Look at the armor on his gloves, his gauntlets. Imagine getting clocked in the face with one of those things. You should go down immediately.
Neutralizing agent deployed. Blast radius reduced by 25%.
Where is
Okay, that's one.
I have no idea.
We've got 4 of those to
My
do.
fault they took her.
She was aware of the risks, Master Bruce. She'll be as angry as you are that she's allowed this to happen. Sir, listen to me. Don't you see? This is what he wants. Without you,
Recall
he'll be at his
at the
mercy.
start
You
of
cannot
this
let him win.
of this whole series, the first scene is Joker being cremated because he gets he dies in one of the previous Arkham games. So he's not the villain here. The main bad guy in this game is Scarecrow. You know, and there's a bunch of secondary bad guys. You get Harvey and the Riddler and Penguin. But it's mainly about saving. You know, like Arkham Knight works for Scarecrow. Okay, so the Riddler's gone. Mama one says, I'm glad I'm not having to move those canisters. I wouldn't have patience. Gotham would be doomed. And
Miss me?
the Riddler returns and says, Miss me? Played by Mark Hamill, who does a great job. You know, it's like you have to hand it to him. He does a great job. He's just he's a massive lib now, ruining his legacy. So the thing, it's like the fear toxin manifests in Bruce as Riddler, you know, a voice and a personality in his head that exists for the rest of the game, basically. I guess until he gets the fear toxin cure. At any rate, I appreciate you being here, friends.
Whoever this guy is.
Shout
is
out
a
to the
symbol of
mods.
army. I need a name.
All right.
I'll leave the chat
That's a
open
picture
for a
from
while.
Black Ops team operating
Mama 1
in
and Papa
Venezuela.
1
They
and
discovered a
Callum
hidden training
and
facility housing soldiers
Miko.
wearing the same insignia.
Great
There's
talking
nothing
to you,
with speculation on their
Mr.
commander,
Maddie and Cloudy and
The only
Reven.
thing sources
Cloudy
can
asked
tell
Super
is
Antonio who would
this
win a fight, Batman or Iron Man. I would say
The
Batman.
Arkham Knight. Hack into their comms.
That's a tough
I
one.
need to
I
know
would
what
say
you
Iron
got.
Man. He's got a.
Anything
There's a
I
crew of
think
base
Iron Man
chemicals
has a
workers
better
left
suit,
on
even
site.
though Batman
They'll be
has
able to
like
help us track
alternate
down
suits.
Scarecrow and locate
He's
the
got that
bomb.
Superman fighting suit.
Each worker will be carrying a unique identity.
If I
So
get
yeah,
access
if he
to
wore
the
that
personnel
one,
records, I'll be able to
but
track
then
them.
Batman or Iron Man could just put on the Hulkbuster suit. So it'd be billionaire against billionaire. Sadie's here to tell everyone to like and subscribe. Mom one says, great stream as always. Love you all. We shall return on Fridays. On Fridays we free roam. And we got more Last of Us and Batman to show you. Thank you, friends. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe. Have a great week. And we'll see you on Friday.
It's safe to access the terminal.
Let's see if Oracle was right. Data connection active. Data decrypting. Someone needs to upgrade their security protocols.